Back about 25 years ago, comedian Chris Rock used to have a bit during one of his specials. The special was called Bigger and Blacker. If I recall correctly, it was the closing bit. And he talks about how, a man walks in the door right after work, and as soon as he gets his foot in the door, his wife is just peppering him with all this talk and all these questions and everything. And the way the bit concluded, I'm not going to try to relay it because it's just going to butcher it. But funny bit, it ends in the dad sitting down at the table and there's chicken that's been cooked for dinner. And all he wants is the big piece of chicken. As a man, he wants the big piece of chicken. That's it, after a long day at work. And I bring this up because last week I talked about taking care of yourself, kind of prioritizing your own health, prioritizing the things that you're after. But I'm going to go right against that in a lot of ways today. And I'm going to say it's not about you getting the big piece of chicken. It's you making sure that the people in your lives that you're there to take care of, that they've got enough food on their plates before you put any food on your own plate. I think this is a really important concept in a society and a culture that continually gets more and more you focused. Like the whole world is telling you to worry about yourself, do your thing. They're not telling you to think about other people. And especially in the context of your family, but any structure where you are a leader, and I maybe am old school in thinking that. It's not the most 2025 thing to think, but as the man of the house, I consider myself to be the leader of my family. And I'm not saying that they can't take care of themselves, but I'm saying I'm part of setting the tone in the household, and I make sure that I'm taking care of everyone in the house before I take care of myself. And I think that that is something that is just being lost in a society where, it's so much about just, oh, you do you. Everybody's telling you to do you. And where in that is taking care of the other people in your life. Don't neglect yourself. Take care of yourself. But you also have to take care of the people in your life. And this concept of servant leadership, serving the people in your life that you are leading or that you have any role in leading as a parent to children, as a boss to any employees, any kind of framework where you are the leader. Instead of worrying about things going exactly the way that you want them to, I guarantee you're going to go a lot further if you focus on serving the people that you're in charge of, serving the people that you're leading, and utilizing their skills and leveraging their skills and helping them to leverage those skills to be the best that they can be. That's how you're going to get the best that you're going to get out of them. And it's also how they're going to be the happiest with you being in a position where you're leading them. We're not going to say a lot more than that today. There's not a lot more that needs to be said. It's just really tough sometimes to see the very self-centered, self-centric viewpoints that the world espouses these days. And, almost like if you're not doing that, you're doing something wrong. When in reality, it ain't the big piece of chicken, but around here, I make sure my wife and my daughter's plates are full and they're good to go before I eat anything. They'll eat the meal, they'll eat the whatever the leftovers are that they want, and I'll eat peanut butter and jelly if I have to, just to make sure that they're taken care of, because that's the right thing to do as a husband and a father, in my opinion. But this applies to other forms of leadership anytime you're over someone else. So that's going to be it for it today. I'm going to go ahead and cheers, you guys. Thank you for being here. I got a little of this Alan Jackson Silver Belly birthday whiskey in the glass. This is a unique mash bill out of Columbia, Tennessee. The only bottle that you can buy with this mash bill on the market. So pretty cool product. You can see I've been enjoying it a fair bit and only had it a couple weeks, but this is very good stuff. Cheers. Sweet, honey, really honey forward. And then you get that like nice, soft, sweet vanilla oak on the back end. Really, really like this pour. It's good, sweet bourbon whiskey out of Tennessee. Hard to beat that. 6.5 years old. It is kind of a pricey bottle, but pay for quality. You get what you get. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm drinking this whiskey in two parts. One, because, it's just a good way to unwind, a good way to kind of think about some things. But Alan Jackson's music, I grew up around Alan Jackson's music, and he's got so many songs that kind of drive towards this principle. I mean, he's down to have a good time. He's down to have some pours, have some drinks, have some fun with friends. But, even in his music is respect for others. He's got a gospel album that has some fantastic renditions of songs on it. He's got some great songs like Small Town Southern Man, and man, just such a great catalog of really good music from that like 90s, 2000s country era. Not a big country music guy myself, but I really do like Alan's music a lot. And when I found out he was making whiskey, I thought that was pretty cool. But the ethos that's within his songs about what it is to be a man, I think ties in really well with this topic that we're talking about today. And not that he watches this, but I think if he did, he'd probably put his stamp of approval on this. So cheers to you guys. Hope you have a good one. We'll see you next week.